It's very vibrant. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with how the colors are turning out. I hope I can get some good eyeballs on the back. I think if I can get some nice eyeballs on the back, that would be sweet. So the official box art colors are a little different than mine are, but I don't know if I can show you guys. Yeah, so this is kind of what it looks like on the official box art. There's like, I don't know, eyeballs all over him, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, that's the box art. I think I like my colors a little better, actually. The green anyways. That one's very bright green. Yeah, I like the eyes. There's a lot of eyeballs over here. And then I think there's also a bunch of them on the front in a few locations. I don't necessarily... This might be an eyeball actually, right over here. Like some of them are kind of difficult to reach. I don't really want to spend a long time painting shit that I can't reach, but yeah. Oh shit, you painted up a Glottkin 13 years ago? Nice, Drap. You should drop a picture. I don't know if you have pictures, but if you want to post it on the Discord server or something, that would be really sick. Alright guys. I am going to be heading off for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. I'll be back again on... I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. Probably not. But definitely on Thursday. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do tomorrow. I have a bunch of things I need to take care of tomorrow. Maybe. I might also just take a day to chill though. Which is also kind of nice sometimes. I may do some painting off stream. I don't know. I'll think about it. Can I get a kiss, Lowko? Nope. What you can get is an awkward wave. Do you want to have an awkward wave?
Thanks for sharing your time with us. The
hey,
stream
thank you,
was
man.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your day. Love
you too, dude. Thank you very much, Mickey. Absolutely, if you would make that suit, that would be awesome. Thank you very much. Guys, it's been a fantastic stream. If you are new here, hit the follow button. I'll be back again very soon. Thank you for watching. Stay awesome. Don't forget to smile. Thank you for the subs, the bits, the donations, and all of the love in general. Do we have the end credits? Ooh, they're working. Amazing. Amazing. We're gonna be rating Tim the Sorcerer. I don't know who that is. It is Gabe's pick today. He's painting Warhammer 2, sick. All right, so this is where we are at right now. Yesterday I did the face. I think the face is looking pretty nice. Today we did the arm. Certainly room for improvement across the board, but I'll try and do all of the sections that I want to paint before we do anything else. Yep. So the guy ultimately is going to be standing right over here. Yeah. All right. See you guys. Take care. It's been like a week since I last did a painting stream, dude. Can you believe it? It's been very warm in the Netherlands. I figured though today it's not that hot. I mean, it's like 20 something degrees. It's not too warm at the very least. I think it's like 23 or so, which is not too crazy. Even though it's Wednesday, even though I normally don't stream Wednesdays, I figured today would be a perfect day for it. Lowko blesses me with a stream while I'm at the office. It was actually just for you, Bindsterk. It was just for you. These other guys, they're here. But, you know, they're allowed to just watch, I guess. Yeah. Let me see. It looks like my alert box isn't working. My event list isn't working. My Twitch chat on screen is not working. Okay, now it is. Perfect. Thank you, Aram, for the resub. And there we go. The notifications should be working now. Thank you, Renovan, as well. Cheeky little Wednesday stream. I don't know how long it's going to be, guys. But we're going to, you know, check it out. We're going to go ahead and check it out. Spleen Lord, thank you as well for the 21 months. Very nice of you. While the stream was not even on yet. Incredible. OBS, I think, is working, yes. As always, though, this is a bit of a sketchy streaming setup, but it's been reasonably reliable. Yeah. Guys, I have done a bit more painting on the Glottkin off stream. This is where we are at right now. Last stream, I painted this. I did most of the arm. Obviously, we're still gonna have to do highlights and all that, but I've done quite a bit of work since then as well. We finished some of the more critical parts. I especially spent a bunch of time on the top section. So you may not notice much of a difference, I guess, from stream to stream. It's kind of difficult to see exactly what's changed, but I've done a lot of the small little details. There's still obviously quite a bit of work that needs to be done. But overall, I am very happy where this guy is currently at. I've been painting since February, like Warhammer Minis since February. I did a little bit of the top section in particular. You can kind of see, like there's like a bunch of little bits of hair here and there, and there's like a skin flap over here, and then, I don't know. In general, this guy is a little nasty. I also did some more detail work on the tongue, I guess? We can call it a tongue. I also painted in, like, for example, the wiring over here that are some of the metal here as well, that is around this, like, arm of his. And I also went once more over most of the pustules so far. Like all of those yellow boils, I tried to paint all of them one more time. Some of them need an extra coat. I've made them more yellowy. Like for example, over here, you can see this guy doesn't really have the bright yellow yet, but I kind of like the way the bright yellow looks. So I think I'm gonna keep doing that. Also, one thing I've also painted, so this guy, right? He's one of the guys, one of the 3 triplets. So the Glottkin, apparently, I don't really know the story, but apparently it's like 3 guys, 3 brothers that are going around. This is one of them. And this is where I want to be painting today. This is one of the brothers, who's going to ultimately be standing right over here at the front of the guy's back. And then I painted the other guy. I am pretty happy with how this one turned out. I did all of this off stream, but I was having a good time. I kind of, you know, found myself kind of in a painting flow, I guess, and I ended up doing a lot more of it than I meant to. But I'm pretty happy with how this thing turned out overall. I wanted him to have like a very pale, disgusting, fleshy type of skin color. And I did most of the other colors as well that the other miniature currently has. Although obviously he's got armor, so I decided to do like a dark green for the armor, which I think is kind of nice. And then ultimately this guy, I'm not gonna do it yet, but this guy is gonna be glued right over, how's this gonna do it? How's it gonna work? Right over here. So you can kind of see the steps on the armor. So he's gonna be right over here, and then the other brother is gonna be in the front. But I'm not gonna do that yet because obviously if I have to still paint a bunch of the stuff around this miniature, it's gonna be much harder to reach. So since I have them separate right now, this one is Luigi, the other one is Mario. And not only were they brothers, not only were they plumbers, they are also lovers. And that's why I'm such a fan. What's up, Mickey? Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. What happened to Mario and Luigi? Yeah, after they went to space together, I guess this is what happened. So anyways, that's the plan. I also have a custom-made base. I've already shown this a couple times, but in case you haven't seen it, I decided to try my hands at making a custom base. I think it's looking all right. I would have liked it to be a little bit different, but basically the idea is this big boy is gonna be right up here. Then the 2 brothers are gonna be glued up to his back. And then we have a few of these little guys as well that I want to sprinkle around in different locations. So there's 2 of these little guys that I have on like a separate little painting thing. It's a big project, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting a little bit tiring because there are a lot of other miniatures that I want to paint. But I've decided I want to finish these first before I go on with some other project, because it's very easy to get distracted. You can live over here. No, you can live over here. It's very easy to get distracted with other stuff. You can live over here. And then today we'll try and paint up most of this guy, I think. So I don't really have anything to go off of. It's kind of difficult in this dude, to be honest, to know like which part is skin and which part isn't. I don't know if you guys can even properly, like, it's kind of difficult. Like there's like a rope. I think, for example, this is his tummy because it looks like it's skin. But in general, it's kind of difficult to decide where the skin ends and the body starts. Oh, he's got a huge like, oh, I didn't actually realize that. He's got like a huge swelling right over here on his back. And on top of that, there's like a candle. Yeah. Cooking and Lowko, welcome. What's going on, attaboy? How are you doing, good time talent? Welcome. Oh, nice, Freshenomics. Protals versus Protals though, dude. Yep, so we're gonna try and paint this guy today. That's the plan. Now, I'm gonna, so here's the thing. Normally I hibernate on Wednesdays, Lizardbot man, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, I wasn't supposed to be streaming on Wednesdays, but it's all right. I was thinking, right, so the box art of this guy has him in like kind of like a greenish color. I think I'm gonna do a bit more of like a cloth that is similarly, it's kind of similar to the cloth on this guy. I think it's kind of nice to have like a bit of contrast because there's a lot of green. And I think it's gonna be easier for these guys if I can actually have like a little bit of contrast with all of the green. I think that's a good idea anyways. But we'll start with the skin. I think I'm gonna do a similar sickly kind of color as I did with this guy. It's just that I don't know what color I used. I've been sitting here thinking for a little bit. I don't remember what color I used for the skin. So we're gonna have to make some guesses, but it'll be okay. As long as it's like somewhat skin color, I think it should be okay. Let's go on a good time. You just hit the gym. Nice, me too, dude. Were we working out in other parts of the world at the same time? That's incredible. I knew this exercising today was special. Is it even legal to stream on Wednesdays? I don't know, dude. You're gonna tell my mom? No. Please. Okay. We'll just get started with the skin and then we'll have to make some decisions on where the skin starts and where the body ends, I guess. It's a bit confusing. I'll start with like a relatively diluted color and then we'll see how it goes. I think that's a good plan. I think this is the combination. I've got a little bit of contrast medium and then a little bit of Reichland Flesh Shade. This is a shading paint, so it's a little different than what it's meant to do, but I think it should do okay. So we'll have to decide where to, like this is definitely armpit right over here. So we'll try and do a bit of a base color. Doesn't matter so much if I get splodges, although I would like to avoid it if I can. I'll just go over these, like, he's got a bunch of metal bits, I think, sticking out of his stomach. I don't know, dude. I don't really know what the story of these guys is, so I don't really understand why they have metal parts coming out of their body in certain locations. But we'll just do a little bit of a coat of this. Yeah, I tickled his armpit with a brush. Wait, is armpit low hot as well? Oh shit, dude. I wasn't prepared for the armpit. This guy is really kind of nasty though. Even this guy's armpit? You don't, yeah, you don't mind? Diarrhea brown. That's the color I was going for. I want it to be kind of gross, but still somewhat flesh colored. This guy I think is pretty dead though. I don't think he's quite as alive as he is pretending to be. You're back from the gym as well, Watopia? Nice, dude. All the guys in the chat going to the gym today? What is happening? I thought you guys were gamers. Are you not living up to the gamer stereotype anymore? Come on, gamers. Exercise? What's next? Girlfriends? Boyfriends? Friends in general? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You got Dungeons and Dragons later today? No gym for you? Good, good, good. That sounds much better. That sounds much better. I've actually never played Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like I would enjoy it, but that would require having friends. Kind of going around in a circle here. We should play Gym Simulator. The latest simulator game is just about pretending to go to the gym. Ooh. I mean, I don't want to make fun of simulator games anymore because I've been thoroughly enjoying some of them. Oh. Schat? Schat? Hold up, one sec. Oh, je bent verbonden met mijn laptop. Can you guys still hear the audio? Jij bent verbonden op de een of andere manier. Ik niet meer.
Kun je dat gewoon vergeten?
Ja, maar zodra jij het ding open doet, dan... Ik krijg allemaal lag hier.
Ja, dan moet je gewoon alles vergeten.
Kijk, alles begint te haperen.
Ja, oké, dan doe dat gebruik ik zo niet. Zo wel.
Ja, wacht. Are we good? Are we still here? Oké, ik heb ze nu verwijderd, schat. Lau. Alright. Yeah, she connected to my laptop with her headphones somehow. I don't know how she managed to do that. But her headphones were like, hey, are you using this laptop? Now I don't hear any music anymore myself. Everything's fucked. Hold up. I need to stop painting this thing real quick. Or need to finish painting this little section before it dries, because it's going to create some strange drying lines otherwise. Although I think it's okay. Can you guys still hear the music? I don't hear anything anymore, dude. Hang up the phone, I need to use the internet. That's a little bit old school, but essentially the same thing. Okay, let me try and see if I can get the audio to connect again. Because it started lagging really badly just now. Alright. At least you guys got to enjoy a little bit of beautiful Dutch. Wasn't that the greatest language you've ever heard? Yeah, I can hear the music again. By the way, when I shout into the microphone, does it clip on stream? Like, my other microphone doesn't have that problem. But does this microphone get like... Is it okay? It was okay? Nice. Because I was being a little loud. This guy's got little holes in his cloak. And I'm assuming that we're gonna see some skin poking through. All good, Sergeant. Thank you. I didn't realize I was a sergeant, but I am most definitely a military man. Just with absolutely no experience. Apologies for my English, I'm French. Ah, so you mean sergeant. You don't mean sergeant, you mean sergeant. Right. If I was a sergeant, I'd be louder. Is this some sort of sergeant stereotype? Hello? Stereotyping? In my Twitch chat? No way, dude. I am not actually following a guide with this miniature. So I like following guides, especially from a guy called the War Hipster on YouTube. He makes really nice videos that I enjoy following along with, but he never painted this miniature, and I said, fuck it, I'll try and do it myself. Or fudge it, sorry. I said fudge it, I'll try and do it myself. It's been a little bit difficult, but I think it's turning out okay. It's been more of like a creative process, I guess. I think there's still a lot to learn from watching other people's videos, but I think it's going okay with me trying out a bunch of different things. I did not actually mix in enough of this paint. Well, I think I did, but a bunch of it dried because I had to do the situation. So we'll have to mix in a little bit more. So I'm not following a guide with this one, Barnacle. Little bit of paint contamination is fine, right? We're mixing in just tiny, minuscule amounts. Whoa. Are you giving other streamers a shout out? Can't believe it, Ariarto. Betrayer. In truth, it was I who was betrayed. Yeah, this little guy is part of the big guy. These little guys are part of the big dude. So it's a little bit of, it's like a whole happy family, you know? How much is such an unpainted figure? It's not just the cost of the figure so much, it's also the cost of the paint and the brushes and, you know, the other stuff that comes along with it. Warhammer is definitely not the cheapest hobby out there. But you have some nice starter sets for like, maybe like 50 bucks. They come with like a few miniatures and then some paints. And usually like a basic, pretty shitty, but like, I guess reasonable brush. The real bait though is buying more boxes. Because that is what most Warhammer miniatures is, yeah, that's what a lot of people do. It's very easy to buy more boxes of miniatures that look cool, because they release a lot of really cool shit. Actually painting them up is the difficult part. But if you spend a lot of time, like I try to like, so there's different levels of painting, right? Like there's different like quality standards. There's people out there that just paint for the army. So they try to like make an entire army worth a certain amount of points. So in the game, I think, I've never played the game, but like every unit, every miniature or like every group of miniatures is worth a certain amount of points in like the tabletop game. And if you want to get a certain amount of points together over a course of a weekend, you're gonna have to do some speed painting, right? And a lot of people use that as like their default painting style, it seems, where they just try to get the paint done as quickly as possible. That's actually one of the things I don't really like about like Warhammer YouTube, I guess. Like all the freaking titles on the videos are how to paint this quick, how to get an entire army. Like I don't care about painting quickly, dude. I do it just for the painting. So I think if you do it for the painting and you enjoy that part of it and you don't necessarily care about painting a whole army, it doesn't have to be very, very expensive, I guess, because you can kind of just like paint one miniature over the course of 5 months. And that would probably, you know, be reasonable. But if you want to have 17 armies and you want to paint them all really rapidly and you kind of just go from box to box to box, which is what Warhammer really wants you to do, then it does get a little pricey, I guess. Yeah. The trap is buying more than you are done with. Speaking of which, I bought a new miniature. I have a few. This is one that I really want to paint. This one actually was delivered today. Imhotep the Stormlord. I think this guy looks amazing. Anyways. It's like a Steam library. Yes. So they call it a pile of shame in Warhammer because you have a pile of unpainted miniatures. You have all the good intentions and then you realize, I also have to paint it. That is kind of a lot of work. Oh, there's a foot. Yo, we have armpits and feet today on stream? What a delight. I also just realized this man has another arm. This one only has a handful of fingers though. A handful of fingers? Actually, no. He's got the conventional amount. They're just curled down there. They're just curled backwards. But I will say I really like this this Warhammer painting. It's been an absolute blast. But it is certainly it is certainly a lot of fun. But also can get pretty pricey, I guess. It kind of depends, man. It kind of depends on how much money you want to spend on hobbies, I guess. Like every hobby costs at least a little bit of money. With Warhammer, I've noticed there's a lot of like small incremental improvements that cost like 10 bucks. So you can make a lot of $10 improvements, which is baked. There's actually a hand dangling right here from this. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but this guy has a freaking hand dangling off of this. I don't have a lot of hands personally, at least not like hands of other people. I only have my own. Might be handy. You might just pick up a starter pack. Oof. Dangerous Exodus. Dangerous decision making here. I might just pick up a starter pack, he says. I feel like most of the Necrons kind of look generic and boring. There's a lot of different varieties, man. Like, that's the beautiful thing about Warhammer, though. They have a lot of really cool shit. I have found in my short amount of time painting that, like, the newer miniatures, like the ones that they've released over, like, the last year or two, seem to be built better. Like, they're easier to put together than the older ones. Like, these ones are relatively old, and you can see, like, the lines over here, like for example over his kneecap and stuff. You can kind of fill those in, and I tried filling those in, but like the gaps in the pieces are much better hidden on the modern ones. Like in general, the quality of the sprue has gone up a lot. You got tempted by a Space Marine set when you went to the city a while back, but you had to resist because you had to buy a microphone? Fair. What do you guys think would be a nice color for the cloth? I'm thinking purple. Because purple is kind of like, it's the contrasting color of this green, right? Games Workshop hates making Eldar models. Okay, I don't really know a lot of the memes, but you think red? I'm thinking purple, personally. I'm I'm currently a big fan of this color. I think this color is sick. It's like a wine color, like a burgundy. It's called burgundy. Hey. Maybe that's it, Renoven. I think you're onto something there. I think this will look nice. If I don't like it, I may change it. He's actually got some, we'll add a little bit of a base coat over here. He's got some brain thingies sticking out of his head. Do you think actually these are supposed to be filled? Yeah. There's holes in the cloak. Okay, I'm gonna need a little bit more of that flesh shade. A lot of the Eldar models are 15 plus years. Oh shit, okay. It seems like a lot of people right now are really excited about Age of Sigmar. They have some insanely cool models for Age of Sigmar, man. I'm a big fan of the Tyranids at the moment. I think they redid most of that line like a year or two ago, or maybe last year. I don't really know exactly, but I think the Tyranid models look really good. Yeah, so there's little holes in his cloak. I think getting a little bit of a base paint in there is probably a good idea. I don't really know exactly if this is supposed, like this is supposed to be a hole over here, right? What are these gaps supposed to be? So this is definitely skin that's gonna be seen through. I'm not so sure about this one over here, actually. I think these ones over here may not be skin. Because his leg is kind of like that. Like his leg is kind of sticking out towards the left. Age of Rats is looking good. Yeah, I was pretty tempted to pick up the Scaventide box, but I ended up not doing it. Because I don't really want to paint an army. Like, there are a couple of really cool minis in that box. But I don't know. I know I'm not going to enjoy painting a full army. And then I'm going to have like a bunch of miniatures sitting around that I'm not painting. Which I feel like I'm going to get, I don't know. I'm not going to like that too much. So how come they haven't updated the Eldar models in that case? Is Eldar just not popular? Or like... No, I'm not planning to collect old Warhammer at this point, but I did see a couple of minis from that... from that thing that looks pretty nice. There are some really cool ones for sure. I think I'm gonna like add a little bit more of certain, like the recesses in particular. Add a little bit more shade. There are some really nice minis though from that line for sure. No, I mean from the old world, like the old, I think they have like a new line that started relatively recently with like old school Warhammer miniatures. I don't have any nostalgia, right? Because I only started painting relatively recently. But I think if you painted back in like the 80s, 90s, maybe early 2000s or so, like those are the minis that are extremely nostalgic. But I don't have any of that. It's like the World of Warcraft classic of Warhammer miniatures. If you played vanilla, it's probably nostalgic. Yeah, I'm not gonna play any games today. Today is actually my day off, dude. It's my day off streaming, so I figured it's my perfect, yeah, we're gonna stream a little bit on my day off streaming. You were planning on being productive today? Sorry about that, buddy. Is there a figure that you would love to have and paint, but is mega expensive? There's a lot of miniatures that are really cool, dude. So like, there's a bunch. Let me try and see. We need to wait a minute anyways before this is dry. There's like a bunch of really cool miniatures that I think are worth painting. That I would, ooh. Why is it lagging when I do that? I'm gonna actually close a bunch of programs. If it's lagging, please let me know, guys. I think we should be good. There's a bunch of like really large miniatures that I think would be really fun to paint. Like for example, there's a bunch of Titans. Especially the Chaos Titans look insanely cool to me. But the problem is that they have a lot of like a lot of flat armor pieces, right? I have never painted something like that before. Yeah, they look amazing, but exactly, I don't know if they're fun to paint. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. No, I think when I'm doing things in the background, my stream starts lagging a little bit. And you kind of need to have like an airbrush, yes. So like Chaos Knights would be incredibly fun to paint, I think. But you kind of need to get an airbrush, and if you want to get an airbrush, you need to get an airbrush and a compressor, which is like 200 euro. If you want to have like a decent one. And then, you know, you have to buy the extra, so like there's multiple steps to it. I think I will probably, if I keep painting Mickey, I will probably get to that at some point. Yeah, I don't currently own an airbrush, and I don't really think I want to make the jump either to owning an airbrush. Although I have been watching a bunch of videos about airbrushes, and if I would want to pick it up, I think I know what I would want to buy. But yeah, it's a bit of a commitment. You also need a place to use it. Right. I know they've like released a bunch of airbrushes this year that are supposedly really nice for beginners that are like around 100 euro. Maybe one day I'll give it a shot, but yeah, exactly. It might be fun to give a shot at some point. Chaos Knight, what's it called? I will definitely play Warhammer Space Marine 2, yes. Like the Knight Abominant, I think this is one hell of a miniature. And you could probably do this thing without an airbrush-ish. There we go. It's probably around 100 euro, because this price is not 100% accurate. Maybe like 110 euro, something like that. You could probably paint this without an airbrush if you wanted to, but like you can see there's a lot of flat open panels like that. And getting that done with a brush is kind of a pain in the dick. Because you're gonna see brush strokes and stuff. Whereas if you do it with a, with an airbrush, I think it'll be pretty quick and easy. But I've never used an airbrush before, so I don't know. I feel like that's an entirely extra, it's like a new skill, you know? It's like an adjacent skill next to a regular brush painting. Yeah, exactly. I'm in no rush, dude. There's many cool miniatures. I have an entire bookmarks folder with miniatures I may want to check out one day. Can you use an aerosol can? You can, but that's mostly for priming. So like they come in like on a sprue, right? So you can kind of see it over here. Like this is how the minis come. And you have to build them, and then usually you prime them before you actually start painting them with a brush. So usually a lot of people prime using a rattle can, but obviously a lot of people also prime using an airbrush, because if you have an airbrush, it is kind of convenient for that sort of thing too. But it's like an extra step in the whole hobby, you know, that I might not want to get into at this point. It's also kind of fun to paint something a little bit smaller, I think. They released so many cool ones though, dude. People are insanely good. Like there's like tournaments, right, for painting. And some people are just insanely good at just painting very cleanly. So this is a website that kind of keeps track of a lot of them. So there was like an Adepticon not too long ago in Chicago. Just the people that paint this stuff are just wicked, man. I mean, we talked about some of these already in the past. So these are large miniatures. It's hard to even say what's going on here, man. There's so much. I would love to paint some of the Horus Heresy minis. The only problem with, like, there's a bunch of Primarchs and stuff from the Horus Heresy that I think are really cool, but you can't just buy those. I think you have to order them through the official website, because they probably only do it in, like, you know, individual, I don't know, it's a bit weird. Like, they don't just sell them. You have to, like, I think they have to, like, make them to order or something. They actually use relatively large brushes, Exodus. It's just a lot of, like, very thinned down paint. Maybe you buy them from Forge World? Maybe. Dude, this one is probably, I mean, we talked about this one last stream, I think. I did this. Dude, this is such a cool fucking diorama. A lot of those older resin models are from Forge World? Okay. Fair enough. Oh, they stopped Forge World last year? Ah, is that why? I feel like resin is kind of useless now, right? Like, am I missing something? This is one hell of a mini too. They don't sell this one separately. I've been trying to see if you can buy this thing separately, but this one only comes in a box. And I don't really want to have the whole box. Like, what's the point of resin if you can make such detailed minis out of plastic? Right, it's great for 3D printing, I get that. But like, as a company like Games Workshop, right, what's the point of using resin? It kind of feels like, maybe I'm getting this wrong, but it kind of feels like it was like a useful thing before plastic could be managed as well as they can manage it now. Maybe I'm mistaken though. Small quantities, the plastic molds are, yeah. That makes sense. But obviously for a company like Games Workshop, a couple $100,000 here and there is not a lot of money for them. Yeah. I think it's also just consistency, right? Because once you have the mold for a miniature, you have the mold permanently. You don't run out. Not a long time, Etov. It's been fun though. I'll just go over the metal parts over here just to make sure that we get some shade in all of those recesses. I wonder if this is going to be too pink, but I think it is a nice color overall. I may have to make it a little bit less bright, but we'll see. I do like this color, I think it's nice, but I don't know if it's gonna look good for this miniature in particular. Because obviously he has to fit in with the rest of the guys. But we can use this as the base. Nice, I got someone's foot. Didn't mean to do that. We'll have to go over that again. Got a nice little bit of porn music in the background. A little bit of casual jazz. Aww, the music is gone. What's gonna be the next song, guys? Oh! This one's a little bit more upbeat. I didn't realize they shut down Forge World. So that explains why some of those minis are not as easy to get a hold of. That is interesting. Because I was looking at some of those Horus Heresy ones and I figured it would be fun to paint, but no Dutch shop sells them. Like they're just not, as far as I could find at least. There were a couple for sale, but I didn't really care for those. But I think those are like old stock, you know, like batches they still had laying around. And they still seem to sell them on the official Warhammer website. But I'm assuming that's just, you know, printed to order or something. But the official Warhammer website is much more expensive. Which is a bit strange, but... There's about 1 million third-party retailers that sell everything for like 20% off by default. With 1 million, I mean like 10. Okay. Is this too bright? Yeah, so I don't actually know what the old Warhammer website used to look like. I just see people complaining about the new one. Supposedly, the old one had color recommendations of what you should be using for the different miniatures. And for some reason, that seems like a pretty critical part of a website if you're selling miniatures, you know? And you sell paint as well. For some reason, the website that is up currently does not have that. It just does not have that section. I've seen screenshots of what it used to look like, and they just removed that. It's just weird. They have an app now, but the app, I don't like it at all. I don't want to use an app. I want, like, not everything needs to be an app, you know? Some things are nice for apps, but Companies making everything into an app is also kind of tedious. Everything must be an app. Okay. There are lots of different color schemes. Yeah, but like for the official box art, you know? It'd be nice if they listed the colors that they use, but... Supposedly that's what they used to do, but no more. Oh, they say they're gonna bring that back? Well, maybe. Maybe not. So we made a new website, and it's less functional than the old one. But we will bring back features from the old website that will make it more functional again. But we don't know when. That's a bit of a classic, isn't it? Removing features just for the sake of removing them, and then adding them slowly back in, but nobody knows when. That's kind of a classic for big companies, I guess.